Hey guys, today I just wanted to show you guys the results from my bougainvillea cuttings. They've been in here for a while. They started growing roots about a week into propagation, but I didn't really feel like potting them up, so I just left them in here. But I thought today would be a good opportunity to show you guys what they look like and how much roots have grown on them. I've got some other cuttings in here along with my miracleberry seedling here. It was not happy outside of this, but once I got it into here, it seems to be happier. It's putting out new leaves. So it's probably going to stay in here until further notice. And then I've got the Sambac Grand Duke Jasmine cuttings in here. I noticed that they also have roots, but I'll probably keep them in here a little longer. So today we'll just be focusing on the bougainvilleas. So to grab these, you kind of don't want to just pull them straight up. You kind of want to, I don't know how far the roots have spread, but I'm just going to go in with my fingers here and just lift these up. The roots break, it's not that big of a deal. I can feel the root on that side right there. So that one's probably going to break, but it's alright. That actually is from the other plant. This one doesn't have quite as many. As you can see, this one is quite a big cutting, about the size of my, almost the size of my finger, maybe half. But it's got some decent roots, so we'll just set this one aside. I'm just going to set it on here. We'll go after this other one. So this root actually came from this guy over here. I'm going to try to get this without disturbing the other plants, maybe. So just lift this guy up. So you can see it's got decent roots here. Some roots growing on top and one really long one. But yeah, these guys will be doing great. This is the magenta hot pink. I think it's pink pixie variety. And then these ones, these ones are the purple variety. So we'll just grab these here. So right off the bat, the soil over here feels a little bit cooler. I don't know if that's going to matter. I'm just going to dig all these up here. But we've got decent roots on here either. Sorry about the focus, the light's kind of low over here. If it'll focus for me. Nope, not focusing. But you can kind of see the roots on that. Just set that on there also. And then this. It's kind of hard to record and try to get this up at the same time. Multitasking here. But yeah, this one has a good amount of roots if it'll focus. So then I'm just going to push these back. You can see some roots broke off, but that's okay. You can see, I don't know if it'll focus. This guy here, it's got some new growth, but we can bring it up quick and see if there's anything growing. Maybe not. So doesn't look like there's anything growing out of this guy yet. So we'll just stick them back in there. We'll just stick them. Actually, let me smooth out the sand. So right here off to the side, it's kind of cold, but the sand in the middle here is very warm to the touch, and that's because I have a heating mat underneath. That's kind of what you want. You want the heating mat to keep the sand warm and keep the humidity up. So that's all I have in here is sand and water. About 2 inches of sand and maybe an inch of water or less. Got some random weeds growing. I know for sure this guy has roots on there. I put him back down horizontally so he can get more roots. This guy, some leaves are falling off here. This guy we can also try to pull up here and see if we've got anything. So there you are. Focus is not very good, but you can see there's one pretty big root on there, pretty thick, so put it back in the ground, let it develop a little bit more. The thing with this is when you guys pull these guys out of the sand, I would recommend potting them up into a small pot and then putting them back inside here in their new soil, just so the roots can grow and develop a little bit more before you bring them out. The leaves are used to high humidity, so if there's not enough roots on the cuttings and you pot them up and put them out in ambient atmosphere or humidity, they will could die. The leaves could shrivel up and die. That's kind of happened to one cutting earlier. I thought it would have enough roots, but one of the 2 cuttings didn't make it. I shouldn't say didn't make it. The leaves all shriveled up, but the stem is still green, so I still have hopes of it recovering. But yeah, that's just something that you should keep in mind, is that it does need time to acclimate. So I'll put this guy back in. Hopefully develop more roots. I had a large Grand Duke plant, but one of my friends really wanted to buy it, so I sold it, and with the request that I get to keep a couple of the cuttings and try to root them. So I've took these 3 cuttings, and it looks like I'll probably have a small plant to grow again. Didn't really want to sell it, but they really wanted it, so I gave it up. But yeah, this is oh, and then I've got some kaffir cuttings here. These can take a while, especially during winter, because it's not their growing season. You'll get more success when your plants are vigorously growing, but these weren't vigorously growing, so they're going to take a while. I did notice some callousing. Sorry about the focus, the low light makes it hard to focus, but I did notice some callousing on one of the cuttings, so I think it's on its way to producing roots. So once that happens, I'll pot it up and do the same thing. But I'll redo this video or something like this in the summer, and you can see the success rates I had. A lot of my cuttings have substantial amount of roots in about a week, so it's definitely a very good system, and it has worked well for a lot of things. One thing it didn't work, I don't know if it was the quality of the seeds or not, but I had 3 tamarind seeds in here, and when I checked on them and I broke the seed apart, it was kind of moldy inside, so inside the seed, not on the outside, so I'm not quite sure what the exact cause is. But with tamarind, my friend has good success with just throwing them in the ground and having them grow that way on their own. So I'll try both methods this summer and see what happens. But that's my little update on the bougie cuttings.